Hey everybody, this is an episode I've been looking forward to for a long time, but I didn't do it yet because I was waiting for a very special item that I've been trying to get for a couple of years now. Kind of one of the premises of going into this whole page is like talking about, old stuff, new stuff, and this is probably going to be one of my more favorite subjects to talk about because as a child, one of my favorite things growing up was Voltron. Voltron, of course, if you are not familiar with it, kind of inspired a lot of different things, like Power Rangers. Power Rangers kind of came from the Voltron idea. Maybe even the Transformers, where they have the different bots that combine into one big giant bot. That was probably coming from Voltron. And what I have here is a good assortment of old and new stuff, as is the title of my channel here. And I've been waiting to do this one because I've been missing a very particular piece of the puzzle. And as you can see here, there's something missing on these ones. These are the original Voltron lines from 1981, and there's one missing. And I've been waiting a long time to get it for a decent price, and you can almost never find it even on eBay, like in great condition. Because they're usually broken, like you usually have a broken wing or a broken arm, or just something's always messed up on them. I even had one before of what this is, and it had a broken chunk off of one of the shoulders of it, so I ended up selling it off in hopes to eventually get a new one, but that was like a couple years ago, so I still hadn't gotten a new one until just now, and I finally found one for a decent price. To get this original set on eBay, like boxed, it's like $700. Louis, you can probably get it for like $100, $150 for the full set, but the condition is not always guaranteed to be great. But let's just start off with new. Because at the very end, we're going to unbox this thing and show you what it is all about. So the newest thing I have from Voltron that came out in the last couple of years is this Lego Voltron set. This thing is amazing. My lady helped me put this thing together. This is the box for it. And it took us quite some time because there's a lot of little pieces. And basically you can pull this whole thing apart and it separates into the individual lines because they stand like this. So that thing was pretty cool to build up and put together. But another funny thing I picked up at a Comic-Con a couple years ago was this little bootleg mini Lego Voltron. So, I mean, they never made this for Lego, but, of course, there's all these people making these cool, bootleg minifigs. But, yeah, and other than that, also the thing I got at Comic-Con was this Funko Pop Voltron. I don't collect a lot of pops. I get a couple of Mandalorian ones because they're not making a lot of Mandalorian stuff into action figures. But, yeah, this is one of my favorite pops because, yeah, it's Voltron. So let's continue on to this. This is actually one of the only things I have from when I was a child that is Voltron. I used to have, this crazy, 3-foot-tall remote-controlled Voltron that it was, on a wire, so it wasn't super remote controlled, but it was still cool because you could use the controller to kind of wheel it around. And unfortunately, as a dumb kid, not thinking ahead and blah blah blah, and I just kind of wanted some extra cash, I sold it at a garage sale a long time ago, and for not nearly what it's worth now, I'm sure. But this is what I have. This is actually a Voltron that would turn into binoculars. Unfortunately, the wings are busted off, but this thing transforms into binoculars. So I guess the way you would transform it, you got to turn the head, you slap the head in there, because obviously this is where the eyepieces are. So if you had the head up, it would jab you in the face as you're trying to look through the binoculars. But you fold up the line, like so. And then you open up the mouthpieces, and you pull out the little telescoping little binocular parts, and then you got binoculars. Kind of looks, that's probably like kid size, but yeah, kind of it makes things look bigger. The camera phone there looks bigger through this. If not a little blurry, and it didn't really have an adjustment, but it's still kind of a cool idea. When you're a kid, you always love binoculars, being able to kind of look at things up close, and yeah. So actually, I thought I had lost this. I hadn't seen it in years, and we had all these moves, but I found this miraculous box of toys stashed in my grandfather's barn that it had, because at one point I moved to Hawaii, so I stashed a bunch of stuff in my grandparents' house, because my parents, everything was a little unstable and everything. They're kind of yeah, there's no real stable place to stash all my stuff besides my grandpa's barn, and I thought I'd gotten everything out of it, but miraculously I came across this whole entire box of my old toys in my grandpa's barn. Probably about, I'd say 6 years ago I found that in the barn. Moving on to this thing. This thing is actually one of the original, it's original titanium. It's like a 5-6 inch Voltron, and it still has its wings, so that's kind of important. The kind of arm kind of comes off, but this thing is part die-cast metal. As you can see, it's just kind of like the binoculars one, except for it's just an action figure, and unlike the binoculars one, this one's made out of die-cast metal. And I think a lot of these may have been recalled because there might have been lead paint in them. I mean, it was 1981 when this thing came out, but we found this at a antique store on the coast. You know, because antique stores at the coast are generally good for once in a while finding some crazy old toy. And I got it for a decent price, which I'm glad, because now on eBay they're going for a little bit more than what I paid for. So yeah, it's an original smaller Voltron action figure. And yeah, and finally, wait to these bad boys. This is the 1981 Tyco partially die-cast Voltron Lion set. Of course, yellow, blue, we got green and red. And these guys were kind of cool because they kind of like have these like launching off heads. You push the button and the heads kind of launch off into space or whatever, and attack the enemies of Voltron. But what we're really trying to get to here is what's in the box, and what's in the box is the final piece to what we need for these bad boys. 1981, this thing came out. Haven't had a good condition one in quite... Actually, I've never had a perfect condition one that wasn't busted of some sorts. So it's kind of a cool new thing for me. I haven't opened it up yet. I was kind of waiting for this video to do so. So hopefully it's in as good a condition as it looked like on eBay when I bought it. If we can dig into it here. Cross your fingers that this thing isn't busted on transit. Alright, let's see here. Give me a good condition, Black Lion, please. Get into here. It's well taped, well packed. As far as bubble wrap goes, always like to see that. The old stuff, you always have to bubble wrap all the old stuff because it's old and it busts real easy. So, dig in here. One last cut of the tape there. And I guess once I get this thing up, and then we'll put together the whole Voltron just to see how it all sets up. Come on, be the one I need. There's also these ones from like 83, 85. There's Panosh Palace ones, and all the lines came with cockpits. And there was like an action figure line, and you could put the action figures in those. Haven't gone as far as getting those yet. I used to have some of the action figures from that line, but I sold them at one point or another. And hey, this thing looks beautiful so far. So good. It looks like the bottom paws are... Oh, that's right. There's like a weird way to hide the bottom paws once you fold it up into the Voltron. But yeah, see, as you can see, everything looks in pretty good condition so far. It's got the face. Sometimes you see these online and the face is missing for some reason. Like, who's taking off the face of these things? But yeah, but the wings are intact, and that's huge. Because you cannot find these with the wings attached still. But yeah, as you can see, the wings are still there. They're folded up. I don't want to get too crazy on unfolding them right now because, yeah, these things are old and fragile. And the chrome looks really great on the arms so far and the legs. Yeah, this is probably like the best condition one of these things that I've seen in a long time. But this is what we're looking at here. This is the original Voltron Black Lion from 1981. These things were made in Taiwan and China. This one is Japan, actually. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of them were made in Japan. So let's see if we can figure out how to attach this thing again, because I haven't done that in a long time. So let's fold in these legs just enough to kind of set this thing on them. So we fold that in right there. This one folds in. Let's see if we can get those flush. I can hardly get these things right. Alright, so right there. And then this bad boy plugs in like so. We're gonna plug in like so. Oh yeah, perfect. There we go. Just work right for me. Just something, yeah. Alright, and then the arms. Okay, yeah, so that's right. So the butt ends of these guys, his tails, plug into the arms. Boom. And plug in this arm over here. So we can go a little lazy on it. Yeah, boom. There we go. We have Voltron. Those little things pop out. I'm just missing the weapons, and I think you could buy. There's a bootleg set you can buy from Japan or something like that right now. It's like $100-something bucks. And I don't know how legitimate it is, but it seems to be an exact replica, and they claim to be the 1980-81 Tycho Voltron, but I'm not quite buying it. But yeah, there you go. This is the original die-cast Tycho Toys Voltron from 1981. But yeah, I was super excited to get this thing because, yeah, it's been a while and this was my favorite thing as a kid growing up. But yeah, thanks for checking this one out. And check back soon because I still have a bunch of different stuff that I'm going to be doing. A review of the Millennium Falcon, the original Millennium Falcon, Rebel Transport, still got to do the Lady Death video I've been talking about forever. And yeah, I have an art book that I take to Comic-Cons with me, and I get all this original art done by original comic artists, and it's all original art in this book from these comic artists. So look out for that one, and many more adventures. I mean, I've got a lot of videos I've recorded, but I still haven't had time to set up my computer and edit these videos all together because I have much different videos, and I want to combine them into one giant awesome video. So yeah, check back for that, and I will talk to you guys soon.